So I started my work with homelessness back in 2009. I started with the California Veterans Assistance Foundation, which is a nonprofit here in Kern County that works primarily with homeless veterans. Worked there until December of 2016. I was the executive director there. I had the opportunity to come to the Housing Authority. And I took the opportunity because I saw a way to take the work I was doing for veterans and apply it to a broader population, right? I get to work now with all homeless, all of the other populations that I mentioned at the beginning of the interview. So that's kind of my history and how I ended up here. The mission of the Housing Authority is to provide affordable housing that is safe and decent to those in our community who need it the most, right? Designated to serve those who are low income. We have programs for the elderly. We have programs for farm worker families, migrant farm workers as well. We have programs for foster youth, for the homeless, for people with HIV/AIDS. So we really try and identify, everybody in our community who's in need. Cost the community to have somebody living on your streets versus how much it costs to put them in permanent supportive housing. And the numbers are pretty amazing when you look at how much it actually costs in emergency services to have somebody homeless. So they took into account emergency room visits, hospital rides, encounters with law enforcement, and the cost of all of those instances versus how much it costs to pay somebody's rental assistance and case management. And it, there's all sorts of stats. It's like a 15-page document. But the bottom line, it saves the community on average $28,000 per person per year to have them housed. If there's like complaints that the staff can't resolve, or maybe they did resolve but the participant doesn't necessarily like the answer, so they have the option to air their grievances to me. They can do that to my boss as well. We have open door here. If they want to talk to somebody, they can. I don't typically get involved day to day with the clients directly. That's definitely the frontline staff, and they do a great job with it. He has street outreach workers. Flood Bakersfield Ministries is the primary organization that does street outreach. Just like with every other supportive service, it is severely understaffed, underfunded. There's just not a lot of money and resources to put into that, but it's such a vital part of our homeless system. So the street outreach workers are formerly homeless people themselves, and their job is to build rapport, build trust, and bring the homeless people into the system, I guess, the coordinated entry system, so that they can start receiving services and get housing. But it does, I think they said one time, they told me it takes about 10 to 15 engagements before trust is built between them and the person that they're working with. So my position here is honestly, it's still being defined because it's a new position with the Housing Authority. So right now it's really offering support to the executive director. He develops housing, and then my job is to come in and pick up the operational side of it. So if he says we want to issue more vouchers for homeless, then it's my job to come in and figure out how we actually do that. So it's really more of the technical and operational side of the things that are developed here. And then I'm tasked with being the representative from the Housing Authority at the Homeless Collaborative meetings. He sits on the governing board, but I attend all of the subcommittees. So I'm really a liaison between him and our community partners, and just making sure that all of the technical aspects of what we do is being done. We share the same vision, and that's to do whatever it takes to continue to house people who are homeless and to really see a significant reduction in our community.